here to tell us about a coalition to improve the nation's infrastructure. Senator, welcome.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
I know you've got a coalition together, and you want to raise money, taxpayer money essentially. You want a huge government program to revitalize America's infrastructure.
Yeah, government-led. It'll include things like public-private partnerships. The Alliance for Improving America's Infrastructure, the National Association of Manufacturers, which represents like 11,000 members, is putting this together. We expect a broad coalition. And we've launched our website this week, pending Memorial Day, getamericamoving.com.
Okay, now how much, Senator? How much money are we talking? We're talking hundreds of billions.
As every American knows who lives with this, there's a huge infrastructure deficit in the country. If you total it all up, and we're not just talking about roads and highways, but also rail, water, everything, probably over the next 10 years, over $1 trillion. Now, of course, everything is incremental, and you try and do it a piece at a time. But that's a deficit. See, there's one thing I tell you, we're paying for that every day. This isn't like some discretionary consumer
You're talking
item.
about hundreds of billions of taxpayer dollars. Forget what the private contribution is going to be. Hundreds of billions of taxpayer dollars that are going to go, you want it to go into infrastructure.
Yeah.
The money's not there, Senator.
Well, what's not there is the ability to continue with the deficit that we now have. I mean, we're in a situation like a homeowner who comes in, got a big hole in his roof. And this is the situation the federal government's in. The federal government's saying, well, gee, should I fix it or not? Well, it gets worse if you don't fix it. I mean, American jobs depend on this, safety, economic growth. It's the infrastructure is like the skeleton of the economy. So we have to find a way, and there are a bunch of different tools available, bonding, public-private partnerships, as well as revenue, as well as saving money from some other areas.
We've got a $600 billion deficit this fiscal year. That is huge.
Yeah, but
the presidential candidates, especially Ms. Clinton and Senator Obama, they want a new health insurance program, $100 billion. I mean, there's an enormous amount of money going to be spent on social programs. We've got a huge deficit.
And here's another way to look at
the money's not there.
I used to argue with people in the Senate about this because you can really turn that around. Here we're spending all this money and borrowing all this money. The federal government does. It's the only entity in the country, public-private, that'll do this. It borrows all this money, long-term debt, to pay short-term expenses, many things that are discretionary. It won't fund the long-term capital expenses that it has to have and the country has to have. I said in the Senate floor one time, Americans will work us out of the deficit if they can get to work in the morning, which is what people are struggling with. Can I just say one thing about this website? Because it's good that we are announcing it this week. getamericamoving.com. Log on the website when you're traveling over Memorial Day. I want to say to folks out there, and email to us through your cell phones the worst infrastructure problem in your country, in your area. We'll make sure that gets through to the Congress.
Try this for size.
Yeah.
Would you allow drilling in Anwar if we had substantial amounts of money from that drilling flowing into America's coffers to build the infrastructure you're talking about?
I'm going to answer, but I got to take off the Alliance cap and put on the Jim Talent
cap.
Indeed. Yes, because the Alliance deals with
Would you drill in Anwar?
I was a strong supporter of that.
Would you drill offshore California?
Oh, yeah, I was always a strong supporter
off the East Coast?
To me, it's a supply side issue. But again, this is Jim Talent now, not the co-chairman of the Alliance.
Senator, you're a great guy. Yeah. Why is it that we've got oil at $135 a barrel, and we're not allowed to go and get our own oil?
I used to ask, we're the only country in the world that cuts itself off from its own oil. I mean, does anybody else do that?
No.
Or natural gas or the rest of it. And to me, it makes no sense. But let me just say this. If we're going to drive up energy costs, we've got to do something for the economy to lower costs for manufacturers, for farmers who have to get goods and services. The fact that we've done one thing that you and I think is not the right thing to do doesn't mean we should not do the thing that is the right thing to do.
Former Senator Talent, we appreciate you being with us. Varney at foxbusiness.com. Comment, please.